Welcome back to Pink's Garage. Pink here, and today we are continuing on with, I guess, part 5 of the Mustang teardown for the Fox Body Mustang. This part, we're going to mount the engine on the engine stand and maybe start tearing it apart a little bit. I've already gotten it down and off. If you watched the last video, you saw that. That was a lot of fun. We almost lost it as the bolt broke. I have taken care of that by getting a different mounting method for it, so it's held a little bit better this time with a plate. So what we're going to do is mount it on this little half-ton engine stand we have. It seemed to work with my last engine, but it was a lot smaller than this one, so I may want to invest in a larger one. We'll see. I mean, half-ton is 1,000 pounds. This engine should not be 1,000 pounds. It's only a 302 small block. So there's the engine stand, as you see it down there. Just a basic one. I've already got the plate taken off. I went out and bought some longer bolts so I can mount it on there. And we're going to get to that. I'm going to reposition some stuff, and we're going to get to mounting the engine on the engine stand, and then hopefully start pulling things apart like we're supposed to be able to do. Okay, so this is a pretty simple process here. We're just going to take some of these bolts. I had to get some longer bolts than what comes with the engine because these barely go through right here. If you can see, they barely fit too for some reason. May have a problem here. That one may not go in. See, they barely go through. I'm not sure what the problem with this is, other than I think there's a sleeve in there that needs to come. Oh, when they welded it, they were off a slight bit, and it wasn't a problem with my last engine because it used a much smaller bolt. This is the issue with Harbor Freight tools. So we're going to see what we can do, see if we can make it work. Because I will not put this up with only 3 bolts. So I made sure to buy grade 8. These are 7/16, 14 bolts. By grade 8, so they've got the strength to hold an engine. Grade 5 would probably actually have enough strength, but why take chances? Bought some washers just in case these are too long. We'll see. Don't think they're going to be too long, but we'll find out. So first I need to loosen these bolts so I can align these. Okay. So I'm going to use the top 2 here and the bottom 2 bolts. That's usually the best. Not sure if you can see. I've got a couple cameras here, but one of our main obstacles now is going to be getting this bolt through the one that doesn't seem to line up very well. And most of these holes have some Loctite in them or something because they don't seem to want to work very well. To get this one started, it should go in. There we go. That worked. Let's see. Let's find out if we're going to need those washers to space these off or not. Trick will be if they go in all the way, we won't need the washers. On some of these it shouldn't be a problem because they're through holes, but on other ones might be a problem. The top two are the ones I'm worried about the most. They're also the ones that are the main holders here. It looks like we have bottomed out before getting it in all the way, so that means we're going to need the washers. And I'm not about to sit here and do this by hand. So, we're going to use some washers. Just for spacing. So I just bought some basic grade 5. Didn't really care. Just need them not to be. I just need them for spacing purposes. So just run this in real quick. So I use 1, 4, 4, 5. Not that many. Okay. The other thing I want to do is I want to get those loosened up so that we can tighten them as we need to and center this thing for better load distribution. So that should do it there. So go ahead and put a washer behind this one just because the other one, I can get it out, I'll put washers behind it. Not so much for spacing as it is for just better. That came out pretty easily. See if we can get it back in. Just as easy. Should, but you know how things go. Oh yeah, going in no problem now. So, get this fairly centered. We're going to need to loosen these up just a wee bit. Going to need to loosen these up a bit just because I want to be able to center this up better. And get this as centered as I can before I tighten everything up. So, that's about good there. I'll kind of lock these bolts down. sides. Yep. I never have the one I need. Pretty sure this is a 3/4. It is. Tighten these 4 up. Now for the fun part. This is where we get align this with that, put it in, and hopefully everything goes well. I want to make sure that's tight before I do this. So I'm going to grab my wrench. Make sure all the bolts on this thing are tight since I just put it back together. The remnants of an oil change for my Silverado sitting here. Y'all was wondering. I have a carburetor sitting here, also in my way. And another thing that, so with the engine and the transmission out, we're going to make some changes inside the engine bay over here. And the engine bay is going to get stripped out before we put the engine back in. Now another thing we're doing, if you look down here, you'll see that we have another 8.8 inch rear end with posi traction 5 lug solid axle. It's out of a 1994 Mustang, so we'll be putting that one in and changing over to disc brakes because we also have the front spindles 5 lug and disc brakes. So we're going to go disc brake all the way around. So we have all this stuff to do that with right now. So, but now let's get on to picking this engine up. Oh, not quite. Need to go up a little bit more. That should do it. Get that in there. Throw the rotation lock pin in. The handle back on, which stops it from coming out. And lower this. Take pressure off of it. See how she sits on the engine stand. Okay. So we're on the stand, and seems to be holding fairly well. I'm not sure if I'm happy with it. I may switch this over to I may go buy a 1-ton stand. So there you have it. Engine's on the engine stand. It's not quite as tall as I'd like, but that's where it is. So now we can start tearing the engine apart. So this was just a real quick video just to show you me putting the engine on the engine stand. We're not going to do any teardowns today. We're just getting it there, testing the engine stand to make sure it's going to work for this engine. It's a little heavy. Still thinking I might go buy the 1-ton engine stand, but for now I think this is going to work. So if you come back and join me for the next video, we'll be disassembling the engine. And that's it for Pink's Garage. Keep those motors running. See you next time.